Hey guys, and welcome back to the Peteytown Piranhas, a college football 26 team builder dynasty. In this episode, we're going to be taking on Oklahoma State for the Big 12 championship, and then we're going to see what the playoffs have in store for us. Oklahoma State comes into this game with a 10-2 record, and like us, they are perfect in conference play, so really can't mess around with them. And they have an 82 team overall, so it's going to be a fight to the finish for this one. Here comes Oklahoma State to start this conference championship game on offense, and we are immediately shutting that down in the backfield with Jake Harkin. Dropping back, Oklahoma State is going to find their man on a little curl route, and he gets hit just before the first down. Out in goal line, looking to QB sneak their way for the first down. They are going to do just that, and they are going to convert. Cowboys are facing some pressure, and it's going to get home as Thomas Caver is going to get in there for the sack and put them on 3rd down and 15. 3rd and long for the Cowboys here. They are going to drop back to throw, and we are going to get the pressure in again, and he's going to get crunched down there by Byron Leon, and looks like Thomas Caver was in there again, and we are going to force the Oklahoma State Cowboys off of the field. High formation, we are going to hand it off, and we are going to get through with Chuck Noll, and he's going to have plenty to get it into their territory. And it's going to be a quick toss out there, and a nice toss from Nate Myers to Nick Cummins. Myers again going to throw, and it's going to be intercepted in the end zone as he tries to hit our man there. Looks like he was going for Alex Payne, but their linebacker dropped back far and just stepped right in front of it. After the interception in the end zone, Oklahoma State's on a 3rd down and 3. They got a little bunch to the left with their tight end. And they are going to drop back and toss it over the middle, and he's going to hang on even getting hit there. And they are going to keep moving the sticks. Another pass for Oklahoma State. This time they're going to break off of our tackle attempt and get 9 yards. And a read option is executed nicely, and he's going to get enough to keep moving the chains. And here's a play-action boot. Their quarterback is going to rip one to an open receiver. Just a lot of zip on that pass. 3rd down and 2 here from the 30-yard line. They are going to go with a RPO, and it's executed very nicely on that slant. Empty formation here now for Oklahoma State. You're going to drop back. He's looking, throws to the side, and an open hitch route is there, and they're going to get it inside our 10 near the 5. Another handoff up the middle, and he is going to fight but just get to the 1-yard line. Power set here for Oklahoma State in a full house formation. They are going to hand it off to their man up the middle, but we're going to meet him there, so we're up to the task on that running play. 3rd down and goal here for Oklahoma State. Big moment in this game early. And they are going to go with another handoff, and it's blown up in the backfield by Thomas Caver, making his presence felt early in this game. Oklahoma State's opening the second quarter with a field goal attempt here. And they are going to kick it and put it through, so Oklahoma State is going to take that interception in the end zone and get it all the way back to the other side of the field, but only manage a field goal out of it. Last episode I hinted that Nate Myers might be on a little bit of a thin leash, and I think at this point if he throws another interception we are going to have to pull him. But he's going to start this drive with a 5-yard reception by Justice Vandermeide. 3rd down and 4. We got a diamond to the left of this formation. Nate Myers is going to send Nick Cummins in motion. And we are going to drop back, throw it quickly, and it's going to be a nice completion for the first down for Sam Miles, excuse me. 3rd and 8 for the Piranhas. Empty formation here for Nate Myers. He's going to drop back. They're only going to bring 4. He's going to throw it over the middle, and it's going to be caught nicely there by Nelson Buck. Another 3rd down and 8 here for the Piranhas, spread out wide here. Nate Myers dropping back. He's going to fire one over the middle, and it's an open receiver. Alex Payne making the catch in front of their defender, and we're going to get it inside their 15-yard line. Myers over the middle. He's got a wide open Chuck Noll, and he's going to get us into the end zone. So we do bounce back from that interception on the last drive, take it the length of the field on here, and Chuck Noll is going to finish it off and wide open out of the backfield on a nice angle route, and the Piranhas are going to go up 7-3. With the lead now, our defense is out here trying to protect it and keep the momentum going. They're going to try an outside run, and Jake Arkin makes the nice hit in the backfield. Oklahoma State, he's going to try to scramble, but he fumbles, and their offensive lineman is going to pick it up, and he's going to get the first down. So exactly how Oklahoma State drew that one up. Despite our nice play in the backfield on the big hit, they're going to get the first down out of that. Play action, Oklahoma State. He's looking, throwing over the middle, and he's going to throw it right to our man. Sean Leonhardt is in the right position to make that interception, and he's going to return it to around the 30-yard line, giving our offense great field position to start this drive. Here come the Piranhas now on the 31-yard line with a great opportunity, sending Manu Ochi in motion. Nate Myers looking, and he's going to fire the corner route to Alex Payne, who got some separation. 3rd down and 4 for the Piranhas. Myers looking to see what he's got. He is going to hand it to Manu Ochi, and they're going to corral him in the backfield, and we are going to have to settle for the field goal. Manuel Amador out here to try the field goal, and he's got the right angle, and he is going to put it through and put us up by 7. It's going to be a 10-3 game. Oklahoma State going to try a pass here, and he is going to be taken down. Looks like 3 Piranhas got their hands on him, led by DeAndre Hepburn. And we're going to put him back behind the sticks 4 yards. And here's an RPO bubble. That is a great call against what we were trying to do there on defense, and they're going to make it a manageable 3rd down. 3rd down and 6 for Oklahoma State from the 25-yard line, sending their man in motion. They're going to drop back. We're going to get pressure right up the middle, and it pushes their quarterback back. And then our edges came in and cleaned it up with Byron Leon and Jake Arkin. Myers firing over the middle into the window, and he's going to get a completion there for Nelson Buck. Myers looking to throw again. He's going to try a deep ball, and it's over 2 defenders nicely, and we're going to get a nice chunk of change out of that. Throwing a blitz at us is Oklahoma State. Myers is going to step up in the pocket and deliver a nice ball that's going to get some extra yards after the catch to get it inside their, looks like inside their 10-yard line. Whole playbook is open here for the Piranhas. Nate Myers going to throw it to the outside, and it's a wide open Sam Miles on a little curl route out there, and he is going to get himself into the end zone. So the Peteytown Piranhas are up 17-3 now on Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State couldn't do anything with their final possession of the half, so the Piranhas are out here starting the second half on offense, and it's going to be a nice slant route to Sam Miles for 8 yards. We had a penalty on 3rd down that's going to knock us back to 3rd and 11. Nate Myers is going to throw it, and it's going to be complete to Alex Payne on a nice sideline route. 3rd and 3 for the Piranhas. Nate Myers dropping back, moving around in the pocket, and he's going to find his man and get it into their territory, just as Vandermeer making the catch. Myers is going to throw it short to Manu Ochi, and he's absolutely blasted in the backfield for a 6-yard loss. Myers dropping back, trying to get some yardage back, and that's going to be another interception for Nate Myers. And I know we're up 14 right now, but I did say that I would bench him if he threw another interception, and there it was. So next drive, David Alate is going to come out here. After the interception, Oklahoma State is going to take over, and they're going to immediately get a completion over the middle to their receiver and get it into our territory. After that nice first play on the drive, the Cowboys are on a 3rd down and 9. They're going to drop back, looking to see what they got. He's going to try a deep ball. Might have a step, but Darrell Hollis is going to make the jumping interception in the end zone to take that chance away. What a great play by him, and the Piranhas are going to get the ball back. Chuck Noll dotting the I here for the Piranhas, and he is going to get the handoff up the middle, and he's going to juke his way for a nice carry and get it near the 40-yard line. Alate is going to try a deep ball here. We got a step on him, and it's going to be a catch by Sam Miles. What a nice toss from David Alate, and Sam Miles with the impressive catch on that, on the end of that, and we are going to get it inside of their red zone. After the big pass play, we're inside their 10-yard line. David Alate is going to drop back, Fire it quickly to Alex Payne, who's wide open as Oklahoma State looks like they brought a blitz there, but David Alote just knew where he had the open man, and Alex Payne is in the end zone to make it 24-3. Oklahoma State is going to get brought down for another sack as Byron Leon gets in there again, and just no answers right now on offense for the Cowboys. 3rd down and 12 for Oklahoma State in a desperate mode right now. They're going to try a little quick RPO, and it is incomplete, and they are going to have to punt it back to us. After we stopped Oklahoma State, our offense got kicked off the field on a 3-and-out. And so they're back out here on offense, throwing it over the middle and getting the completion on a nice play there. Up the middle, their man finally has some space to run, and he's going to get 9 yards. A little delayed carry, and that delay is going to cost them a little bit there as they can't get anything. 3rd and inches, looking at another QB sneak here, and he is going to do just that and get it. Oklahoma State trying a little boot action, and we hit him, but he finds his man as he was getting hit. He delivers a strike there, and it's going to get it on our side of the 50. Oklahoma State looking over the middle, and he's going to get around our zones and get the first down. Oklahoma, their quarterback just doesn't know where to go, and we are going to get the strip sack and recovery, and he's got a wide open lane to get into the end zone. That's going to be Byron Leon scooping and scoring, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to go up 31-3. That pass rush just is absolutely devastating the Cowboys today. Couldn't really tell who was on the sack there. Maybe it'll show us on the replay. And it looks like it was DeAndre Hepburn, I believe. And we are going to get that defensive score and really put this one away against Oklahoma State. So our backups help us put the finishing touches on what was a dominant win for the Peteytown Piranhas in this Big 12 championship game, getting the 41-10 victory. Just very happy with how our guys handle themselves outside of Nate Myers' 2 interceptions, giving us a lot to think about at the quarterback position moving forward, but just like how the rest of the team performed, the defense just being smothering, and yeah, feeling good heading into the playoffs. Nice feather in the cap for Byron Leon as he has set the single-season sacks record for the Big 12 Conference. Looking at our numbers against Oklahoma State, it's a little closer than you'd think in the total yards category, with us getting 374 to their 206. Then we had 55 rushing yards to their 11. Passing-wise, we had 319 yards while they got 195, and they were 6 of 13 on 3rd down while we were 7 of 10. And Nate Myers did have those 2 turnovers, but we managed to force 3 of our own on defense, so you like to see that. The interception bug did hit Nate Myers again in this game, as we saw, but he did have 214 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the 2 picks, and he wasn't sacked at all today, so you like to see that, and none of our quarterbacks got sacked, so that's really good. On the ground, not much to speak of here. Chuck Noel had 5 carries for 31 yards, while Greg Hayes had 5 for 21. Few guys made some nice contributions through the air, as Alex Payne had 5 catches, 84 yards, and 1 touchdown, and Sam Miles had 6 for 83 and a touchdown, and then Justice Vandermeide had 4 for 55. And then you had our guy Dwayne Mentor, a freshman, get in there with the backups and get himself a touchdown. And even though Chuck Noel wasn't able to get much on the ground, he did have that 11-yard grab for a touchdown. Zach McGarrigle led us out there with 8 tackles. Our pass rush was fearsome all game long, led by DeAndre Hepburn and Byron Leon each getting 2.5 sacks, while Thomas Caver got himself 2. Then you had half a sack each for Jake Arkin, Nick Kurtz, and Garrison Temple. In the interception category, Sean Leonhardt got one that really sparked us near the beginning of the game, and then Daryl Hollis got himself one in the end zone. And of course, we have to shout out DeAndre Hepburn. As part of his sacks, he was able to force 2 fumbles on those sacks, including the one that was recovered by Byron Leon for the touchdown. Manuel Amador was his usual solid self as he made both of his field goals. Didn't really have to extend himself much as his long was 28. After the Big 12 championship win, we got the punter of our future with Robert Farrell. We also managed to sign free safety Eric Ulrich, a 3-star. With only 2 Big 12 teams playing, obviously, for the championship, DeAndre Hepburn was the player of the game on defense with those 2.5 sacks and those forced fumbles. And Sam Miles was named the offensive player of the game. Georgia's wide receiver Everett Warner won the Heisman Trophy with some really gaudy stats, as you can see there. Eric Gooden becomes the latest in a line of Chuck Bednarik Award winners for the Peteytown Piranhas. Byron Leon brings home the Defensive End of the Year again for us. Eric Gooden is also honored with the Bronco Nagurski Trophy. Alex Payne continues our tradition of the John Mackey Award, and that's his second now. And Eric Gooden also brings home the Dick Butkus Award. And if that weren't enough, Byron Leon also got the Lombardi Award. Now that it's early National Signing Day, we're going to take a look at the dev traits for our recruits so far. Quarterback Byron Talib, 5-star. He's going to have elite development, so you'll love to see that. Really just for our future, looking very bright with that. And then the guy protecting his blind side, Jared Burden, he's also going to have elite development, so love to have that for protection. Then we're going to scroll down. Andre Dumakeji is going to have star development, so nice. Then Mike Lurker, linebacker Enrique Moultrie, he's going to have star development as well, so looking good so far. Then Dylan Boone, a right edge, he's going to have normal development, so had to fall off eventually. Right guard Hakeem Ezi also has normal development, and, we'll take it, I guess, but... Mitchell Dawsey, he's got defensive tackle, he's got normal development as well, so kind of falling off now. Now we got impact on the right tackle, Keyshawn Crook. And then right edge, Ben Schroeder, he's a star, love that. Then strong safety, Zach Fowler, he's also a star, so racking up some stars here now. And cornerback, Johnny Whitaker, he's got impact, so we'll take it. And then will linebacker, Grant Stitzer, also impact. Halfback Jamal Tavares, he's a star, love that, so our offense is looking really, really good for the future. And then athlete Quincy Vick, he's also got star, just keep on coming, guys. Juan Uridia, he's impact. And then athlete Leon Brahms, he's also impact. And then punter, he's normal, but that's just whatever, I guess. And then our free safety, Eric Ulrich, that we just signed, is also normal development, so... Overall, I'm really happy with where we're at. Got a few elite guys and a bunch of stars and some impacts and just a few normals, so really happy with where our recruiting board is at right now. Taking a look at how the college football playoff bracket is taking shape, you can see the Peteytown Piranhas are the number 3 seed, so for the first time in our program's history, we're going to get a bye. And looking at how the rest of it is, Colorado State's the 12 against Texas. And you got number 9 USC playing Michigan State, number 11 Utah against Clemson, then number 10 Oregon facing off against Pitt. And then the top seeds are number 1 UCLA, number 2 Georgia, us at number 3 of course, and then number 4 Miami. So should be an interesting bracket. We're going to have to face off against number 6 seed Clemson in the quarterfinal, and they are an old nemesis of ours, as we lost to them in the national championship the year before, and then the year before that we lost to them in the playoff again, so they've really been a thorn in our side for the last couple of seasons, so hopefully we can come out on top this time. And this Clemson squad is no joke. As you can see, their best player is their wide receiver, who's a 96 overall with a tactician boost. And he's got his 90 speed and 94 acceleration. And they got an all-star linebacker with Caleb Lester, who's got some speed on him, and I'm sure he can do everything out there. And then cornerback Tyler Walls out here, 94 overall, and just 91 speed, 94 acceleration. So they're going to be a big handful to deal with. You got another linebacker, just really good, right edge, really good. So offensive line is going to have a lot of trouble with these guys. And then wide receiver Darrell Weatherspoon is not as highly rated as their main guy, but he does have 99 speed and 94 acceleration. So this is going to be a really big test. And then at quarterback, they're going to have Trent Cowart, who is a freshman, so hopefully that's something where we can kind of confuse the freshman with our defense. He does have some speed and just solid throw power, so we're just really hoping we can throw him off his game. Also got to show this before we step into the game against Clemson. We're making the switch to David Allote over Nate Myers. Just 21 interceptions. A few years back we had Pete Manning throwing 20 interceptions, but he also had like 60 touchdown passes, so you kind of took it. But with Nate, his TD to interception ratio is 34 to 21, so I just can't watch him make more mistakes like that, especially in big contests coming up with the playoffs. So I'm just going to give our senior David Allote the chance to see what he can do. So now that we've looked at Clemson's team and made our switch at quarterback for David Allote, we're coming in with our 91 overall as it's dropped for reasons that remain to college football 26. And Clemson is going to come in with their 94 overall and 11-3 record. So they are vulnerable to losing, but we just really got to get this monkey off our back with the Clemson Tigers. Here's a little comparison. Looks like we're almost evenly matched on things, but they do get a lot more yards per game than we do, so something to keep an eye on. 3rd down and 11 for the Clemson Tigers, sending a man in a quick motion, do a play action. We're going to bring the blitz off the edge, and it's going to get home as Gio Arma is going to get in there first to get the sack, and we are going to force Clemson off the field to begin the game. After our defense opened the game with a stop, our offense got forced off the field on a 3-and-out, and Clemson's on 3rd down here. They're going to throw it over, and they are going to get the completion, a little hash mark completion there that he takes outside for the 1st down. Play action for Clemson here. They're going to toss it to an open man over the middle of the field, and he's got just enough to keep the chains moving. After a couple of 1st downs, Clemson's on another 3rd down here, looking to the sideline for some direction. They're going to go with a handoff outside, and we are not fooled on that one as Gio Arma is making his name felt in this game with a TFL there. Let's see what we can do on our 2nd drive of the game. David Allote is going to drop back to throw. He is going to throw over the middle, and our man steps in front of the defender to make the catch, and he's going to get the 1st down. Looks like Justice Vandermeide. Allote throwing over the middle for Alex Payne, and he ran a nice route to get it in front of their defender for 9 yards. Allote throwing it to Manu Ochi out of the backfield. Quick, decisive decision there to get it into their territory. Allote hands it off to Manu Ochi, and he just sneaks around the edge and gets himself just before the 1st down marker. 3rd down and inches, and we're going to go with an empty formation here. David Allote directing the troops. He's going to drop back to throw. He's going to get it out quickly, and it's just enough for the 1st down. Nice job by Manu Ochi. 2 backs flanking David here, and he's going to drop back, throw it over the middle to one of them. That's going to be Greg Hayes getting a 9-yard gain. Little heavy eye here for the Piranhas. Clemson expecting a run, loading the box here against us, but we are going to pass out of it, and it's going to be another dump off to a back, and this time it's going to lose a yard. 4th down and 2. Petey Prevett says go for it. David Allote throwing it to the outside, and that was the right play call there as they were backing up in zone coverage. And it's going to be intercepted as we try to slant play there. David Allote just looking to get a quick completion. And Clemson, after getting a few quick completions on that drive, this time Clemson just jumps it, and they are going to turn us over. And play action executed beautifully. Their man is running away from us, but we just bring him down with Marquise Joy. Just very well executed RPO there, and they get the slant open. There's another RPO. They're going to get it out in the flat. Some blocks line up, and he is going to get the 1st down and get it into our red zone. Up the middle, Clemson's got a lot of room. He breaks a tackle, and they are now really threatening to score here. And we are going to get a quick sack in there by Thomas Caver. That's a huge play for the defense. 3rd down and goal for Clemson. They're going to drop back to throw. He's going to throw it to the corner, and we are going to have great coverage out there to deny them the touchdown. Clemson has to settle for the field goal here, and they are going to put it up the kick, and they are going to put it through. So after Little back and forth here in the first quarter. Clemson is going to take the 3-0 lead. Little bubble action here for the Piranhas, and that's going to be a first down. Alote is going to throw it quickly off the RPO, and we're going to get another first down. Chuck Noll is going to get this carry up the middle. He's going to get a block downfield, and it's going to be into their territory. And Chuck Noll getting a nice carry there. Handoff. Manu Ochi's got a little lane to run through, and he's going to get 6 yards. 3rd down and 1 for the Piranhas. Heavy I formation for this situation. It's going to be a run up the middle, and we're going to get it there with Greg Hayes. 3rd down and 9 for the Piranhas. David Alote throwing over the middle, but they are going to knock it down on some nice coverage. Manuel Amador going to come out here trying to tie up this ball game. He's going to put up the kick, and they are going to rough him, so that is going to push our drive forward, and Clemson makes a big mistake there, and we really got to take advantage of it. New life after that big penalty by Clemson. The Piranhas are going to set up just outside their 10. Nick Cummins going in motion to the other side, and we are going to hand off to Manu Ochi, and he fits in through there for 7 yards. 3rd down and 3 for the Piranhas. David Alote dropping back, and he is going to get sacked, so Clemson is going to get away with getting that penalty on them, and they're going to force us into another field goal attempt. Manuel Amador comes out again trying to tie this game up. Manuel is going to put up the kick, and it is good. So after all that, the Peteytown Piranhas are going to tie up this ball game 3-3 against the Clemson Tigers. Dropping back, they're going to throw the quick slant, and he has to jump up to get it, and that might have cost him the first down, but it's still a 7-yard gain. 3rd down and 3, they're dropping back, throwing it to the side, and we're going to jump the route, and that's going to be returned, and he is going to not quite get into the end zone. Darrell Hollis is going to make that key interception. He just jumped that curl route they were trying to throw out there. What a fantastic play by him. And that's going to set up our offense in prime position. We're just 1 yard away from a touchdown. From the 1 yard line, really needing to punch this one in is the Peteytown Piranhas. We're going to go with a read option, but it's going to be fumbled, and Clemson is going to pick it up, and they're going to return it, and I don't think we're going to be able to catch him. Oh my God. You've got to be kidding me. Set up at the 1 yard line, and Clemson gets the fumble on that. Unbelievable. After that devastating fumble return for a touchdown, our offense had no response, so Clemson is out here, but they're also on a 3rd down, and we are going to get in there for the sack as Byron Leon and DeAndre Hepburn combine to bring down their quarterback. After the defense got a stop, we're here on 3rd down and 5 on offense. David Alote looking, see what he's got, throws it over the middle, and it's going to be caught in between 2 defenders nicely. Alote dropping back. He's going to find Chuck Noll over the middle, and that angle route is going to get us the first down. 3rd down and 6 from the 30-yard line. Alote throwing it quickly, and it's going to be Manu Ochi getting us the first down. Under 20 seconds left. We do have 1 timeout. David Alote looking, and he's going to hit our man, and he's going to reach. Can't tell if he got the first down, but if we're taking a timeout, probably means we didn't. 2nd and inches, in a little danger zone here for the Piranhas. David Alote is going to throw it out of the back of the end zone, and I am not mad at that. 3rd down and inches, 8 seconds left. David Alote is looking, and he's going to throw it out of the back of the end zone again. Manuel Amador is going to come out here now to attempt the field goal to close out this half. He is going to put it up, and Manuel Amador has hit the field goal, so we close the margin a little bit to make it 10-6. So our offense was able to move the ball some in the first half, but just could not execute in the red zone. This time we're going to get a quick toss out there off the RPO. That's going to be a nice throw from David Alote. Alote throwing an out route, and he's going to separate from the defense, and that's going to be a first down for the Piranhas. Alote looking, he's going to be sacked, and he's going to fumble again, and Clemson is going to pick it up. So it looks like our David Alote experiment is not going according to plan, and for the next drive I'm going to have to bring in Nate Myers because at this point I think David is going to be really shook. Clemson with a little play action. They're going to throw it deep and they're going to fit it in between 3 of our defenders. Here's a read option for Clemson. He's got a lot of space out there and we're going to bring him down after 8. In a real pressure situation now for the defense, really needing to keep them out of the end zone. They're going to go with a little fake toss. He's going to try to roll out, but we are going to bring him down behind the line for a sack. 3rd down and 7 for Clemson. They're looking to see what they got. We're going to bring some pressure. It's going to be fumbled. Jake Arkin had a chance to pick it up, but he couldn't. And Clemson is going to get it back so they can attempt the field goal. Clemson fortunate that they're going to get this field goal attempt off. And they are going to put it up. And the field goal is good, making it a touchdown deficit. And I'm going to come in now to see if I can help us tie this game up. Just going to start with a simple run for Chuck Noll up the middle. And we're going to get a little bit of blocking for 3 yards. Nate Myers out there, and we're going to try to get this bubble screen over to Nick Cummins. And that's going to be the option, and he can't quite run away from them, but he's going to make it 3rd down and 2. And we've got a lot of guys in the box, so I'm just going to try to pass our way out of this one. Get the ball out quickly. Justice Vandermeer is going to make the catch and get us the 1st down. Chuck Noll is going to get this carry. He's going to get the hole he needs, and he's going to get a 9-yard gain. Got some space on that side of the line, so Manu Ochi is going to get this carry. They try to bust it up with their guy in the backfield, but we got just enough for the 1st down. Now try a little misdirection here with Nick Cummins, sending him in motion. And he's going to get himself open, and he's going to get hit by 2 guys after a 6-yard gain. Chuck Noll going to get another carry, and we got the hole open up in the middle. Nice blocking by our offensive line so far on this drive. Going to see if we can catch him a little off guard with a screen pass to Manu Ochi here. We're going to bring some pressure in, and Manu Ochi is going to get around him. Our offensive lineman's in the way, but that's not going to matter as Manu Ochi is going to take the screen pass, and he's going to get himself into the end zone, and we are going to tie up the game against the Clemson Tigers. So after the touchdown drive, it's time to hand it back to Sim to see what we can do. Clemson is going to come out in an empty formation, and they're going to throw it quickly to their man on a curl route for 9 yards. Clemson handing it off up the middle, and he's going to get what he needs for the 1st down. 3rd down and 6 for the Clemson Tigers. They're going to go with a spread formation here. They're barking out some orders. He's going to do a play action. We're going to send a blitz, and that's not going to work as they're going to get what they need for the 1st down. Another drop back, another quick pass, another 1st down for Clemson on this drive. Play action, Clemson trying to throw out of it. They're going to get around the edge, and they are spinning their way and fighting through our men, and they're going to get it into the red zone. Clemson going with the RPO. We got the coverage, and we got the interception in the end zone. What a beautiful play. Gio Arma was not fooled on that one, and he stuck with their man and got the key interception that we needed. So Clemson was really threatening on that drive, and the defense comes up with a huge play. 3rd down and 2, empty formation for the Piranhas. Myers is going to drop back. They send the blitz, but he throws it out quickly to Alex Payne, and he gets around the edge and gets what we need and a lot more. 3rd down and 3 for the Peteytown Piranhas. Myers dropping back, throwing it quickly, and we are going to get what we need with Justice Vandermeer. Myers to the outside again. Alex Payne is going to get around the corner, and he's going to get a nice chunk play again. And Chuck Noll's got the space. He fights off a defender, and he's going to get positive yards for 7 yards. Myers scrambling around. He's going to hit Manu Ochi over the middle, and Manu Ochi is going to get us inside the 5-yard line. So Manu Ochi on the receiving end, a real weapon here in the second half. Myers dropping back again. He's going to throw it. Alex Payne is going to catch it with a nice possession catch in the end zone. And the Peteytown Piranhas are going to take the lead on the Clemson Tigers. We're going to go up 20-13 on a very nice drive. So Gio Arma making that key interception, and our offense responds beautifully with a touchdown drive. Clemson going to go with play action to start their drive. He's going to float it to the side, and it is a very nice ball that they catch for the first down. To the outside, it's a bubble screen, and their man fights through a tackle, and he's going to get the first down. 3rd down and 6. Clemson's going to go with another run, and he is going to fight his way for the first down. Just wish we had brought him down there, but he's going to fight through us. Little bubble screen again, and this time we're going to hit him behind the line. Quick pass, and he is wide open in the middle of our defense, and he's going to get it inside our red zone. Play action. Jake Arkin is not fooled by it, and he's going to get him down for the sack. What a big play. 3rd down and 15 for the Clemson Tigers. Really looking at probably 4th down if they don't get it here. And he is going to step up into the pocket and throw it, and he's going to catch it and get out of bounds. And I was wrong. They're going to take their field goal here on 4th down. And he is going to put up the kick from the hash mark, and he is going to put it through. So the Clemson Tigers are going to make that lead a little less, and it's going to be 20-16. And here's going to be Chuck Noel off the read option. He's going to get a little lane to run through, so that time our Wildcat gets the job done. Myers is going to throw it over the middle, and they're going to get around the defense and the first down, so they over-pursued on our man Nelson Buck, and he's going to take advantage of that. Myers dropping back again. He's got some time. He floats it in the middle of the defense, which is never fun, but we are going to get the completion. Little delayed run for Chuck Noel, and he's going to drag a man for a nice chunk of yards. 3rd down and 1 for the Peteytown Piranhas coming out here in a heavy set. We're going to hand the ball off, and they were ready for the run as they were going to stuff us. Manuel Amador coming out here for a very key field goal. He is going to put up the kick, and he is going to put it through, so that's huge because that's going to put us up by a touchdown. So now Clemson, with just under 2 minutes left, they have to drive the field, and they have to score a touchdown to tie up this ball game. So here we go. Clemson Tigers, clutch drive needed here. They're going to throw it outside, and it's going to be incomplete. Dropping back, he's going to throw it over the middle, and we're going to get him quickly down, but it is 7 yards. 3rd down and 3 for Clemson, sending their back in motion. Their quarterback looking, he's going to try a deep ball, and we have some coverage out there. We're going to knock it away. What a big hit from Darryl Hollis. 4th down and 3 coming down to this play here for Clemson. They're going to drop back, look for it, throw it over the middle, and it's going to be complete behind our zones. What a great throw. Fresh set of downs here for Clemson to work with now. Just over a minute left in this game. Dropping back to throw. He's going to try another deep ball, and it's going to be caught by their man, and they're going to get it into our red zone. Oh, what a play by their wide receiver on that play. Letting the clock bleed now, just around 30 seconds left in this game after that big completion. They're going to try a draw play. Their quarterback had a jump up for it, and they're going to take their timeout here. 26 seconds left now for Clemson. They're going to drop back. Looking, Jake Arkin almost gets in there for the sack, but it's going to force him to throw the ball out of the back of the end zone. 2nd down and goal. Clemson from the 7 yard line. He's looking, bringing some pressure up the middle. It's not getting home, and it finally will get home as Byron Leon's going to bring him down for the sack. And that clock is going to tick down. It's going to go under 10 seconds now. Their man's trying to get back to the line. It's 3rd down and goal. Clemson looking, throws it, and he's going to throw it out of the back of the end zone. Now after that throw out of the end zone, it's down to this. 4 seconds left, 4th and goal. This will be the final play of regulation, and he is going to look, throws it over the middle, and it's intercepted by the Peteytown Piranhas. Sean Leonhardt is going to make the big play, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to take down the Clemson Tigers, and we really, really needed that after the last couple of years. They eliminated us. This season, it's all the Piranhas, and we're going to survive with a 23-16 victory over them, and we're going to move on to the semifinal. I'm just so proud of this team. We went down in this game. It really didn't start out well for us. David Alote, unfortunately, that move didn't really work out as he had 3 turnovers in the day. But the Peteytown Piranhas just kept on fighting, and ultimately they got this huge win. I'm so proud of the boys, like I said, and just we're ready for this semifinal. So let's look at these stats now that we had against Clemson. On offense, we had 420 yards to their 304. Then we had 98 yards on the ground to their 5. Through the air, we had 322 yards while they had 299. But a big story in this game was their ineffectiveness on 3rd down. They were only 3 of 12 while we were 8 of 15. And then both teams each had 3 turnovers, so a little bit of sloppiness going on out there. I feel for David Alote, he's been waiting around a long time for this kind of opportunity, but to have the 3 turnovers like he did today, just feel for him. But how about Nate Myers coming in that second half, just really performing after getting benched? I think hopefully that kind of recalibrated him a little bit, and he just went out there and did the job as he finished with 142 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions, while David Alote had the 180 yards and the 1 interception and 2 fumbles. On the ground, Chuck Noll had 14 carries, 78 yards. Receiving, Justice Vandermeide led us with 9 catches and 98 yards, while Nick Cummins had 9 for 60, and Manu Ochi was big in the receiving game as he had 5 for 59 and a touchdown, and then Alex Payne had 8 for 57 and that huge touchdown. I am very proud of this defense. Anytime you only let up 9 points to the Clemson Tigers, you really got to tip your cap to the boys. And of course, we had the fumble return for a touchdown that they had, so that accounted for the other 7, but keeping them under 10 is just incredible. And Eric Gooden led the way with 10 tackles. We got to their quarterback 7 times in this game as DeAndre Hepburn and Thomas Caver each had 2 sacks, while Byron Leon had 1.5, and Jake Arkin had a sack, and then Gio Arma had half a sack. On the interception front, who could forget that huge Gio Arma interception to keep them out of the end zone? Then you had Darryl Hollis almost returning his for a touchdown, but we won't talk about what happened after that. And then Sean Leonhardt ended the game with his interception. So all of these interceptions were really big plays for us. And then you had the ever-solid Manuel Amador making all 3 of his field goals with a long of 50, including the one that put it at a touchdown deficit for the Clemson Tigers. We got a very interesting matchup against number 7 seed Pitt, as they are a rival for us. So the semifinal is going to highlight the Panthers Piranhas provocation. And that win against Clemson is going to give us access to Program Builder, and I will be going down that pathway eventually. Here we go against the Pitt Panthers, as we're going to put our rivalry to the test in this semifinal matchup. And it's going to be an 83 overall team with a 12-2 record, and they had to get through the Georgia Bulldogs to get to this game, so definitely got to take them seriously. So here come the Piranhas out on the field first for the offense, and Chuck Noll is going to start the game with a solid carry of 8 yards. 3rd down and 1, we're bringing out the heavy formation, and we're going to hand it off. Chuck Noll is going to fight off a tackler and get the 1st down. Myers throwing over the middle for Alex Payne, and he's going to get the 9-yard gain. And it's going to be a little read option for Nate Myers, and he's got a nice lot of room, and he makes a nice spin move, and it takes 2 guys to bring him down. So nice decision from our quarterback. Here's a little power-o run for Chuck Noll. He's going to bounce around out there and get a few yards. 3rd down and 2 here for the Piranhas. Nate Myers is going to send a man in motion. He's going to drop back, And he's got some space, and he's going to scramble for the first down and way more, but there's a flag on the play, and it's going to be on the Piranhas, so they're going to have to bring back that nice play. Myers got some pressure in his face, and their defensive lineman is going to get off their block, and he is going to bring us down for a big loss, and it's going to be 4th down. So after that stop, Pitt is going to come out here on offense, starting with play action, and Byron Leon is immediately going to make an impact as he gets the sack. 3rd down and 11 for the Pitt Panthers on their first drive, dropping back. And we're sending pressure, and it's going to get home as Jake Arkin is going to get the sack. And 2 sacks lead to a punt for the Pitt Panthers. Myers off the RPO is going to throw it dangerously over the head of a Pitt Panther defender, but it's going to work out for us for a first down. Chuck Knoll is going to take this power O carry, and he's going to get the blocks he needs to get a first down. Man in motion now. Nate Myers looking. He's got a clean pocket. He's going to throw it, and is going to be intercepted as the man had the coverage underneath Alex Payne. And those interception issues are just going to rear their ugly head again. But after last game, I'm sticking with Nate Myers, and for good or for ill in this one. Defense find themselves in a familiar position of trying to stop the offense after our offense turned the ball over, and Jake Arkin is going to get in there for another sack. Sack by Jake Arkin helps make it a 3rd down and 14 for the Panthers. And they are going to do a play action and throw a deep ball. We got nice coverage on him, and he jumps up to make the catch, and he is going to grab it for a big 42-yard gain. So gotta love when we have the tight coverage, but it just doesn't matter. Here's a handoff to the side, and he's going to get knocked behind the line. Here comes Pitt, and it's going to be a fumble off the strip sack. Their offensive lineman is going to pick it up, but we are going to bring him down way behind the line as DeAndre Hepburn got in there for the strip sack. 3rd down and 19 now for the Panthers. They're going to go with a trips to the left, and they're going to drop back, looking for something, throws a strike, and their man is going to fight for the yardage, but he is just short. Pitt is going to go for it with it being 4th and inches. They got 4 guys to the left on this formation. They're going to send a man in motion here. He's going to go back out. Their quarterback throws it quickly, and he is going to get the first down off the hitch route in between our zones. 3rd down and 2 for Pitt, just outside of our red zone. They're going to try the handoff, and he's got the blocks he needs to get the lane to get it to near our 10-yard line. Pitt is going to open the second quarter on a 3rd down and 9. The first down marker is just before the end zone. So let's see what Pitt can do here. They're scrambling around, and we are going to bring him down for the sack as Jake Arkin gets in there for his 3rd sack in the early going of this game. Sack is going to force Pitt to take a field goal here, and they are going to put it up. And it sails through, so Pitt is going to take the 3-0 lead early in the second quarter. 4 receivers to the left on this formation for the Piranhas, and it's just going to be a run for Nate Myers. He gets some blocks, and he's going to slide down safely after a nice run by our quarterback. Here's an RPO bubble, and it is open, and he gets some blocks to free him up for some more space as Justice Vandermeer makes the play. Myers is going to hit Justice Vandermeer on a little slant route there for a nice chunk. 3rd down and 1 for the Piranhas. Pitt is showing a really heavy front here. Myers is scrambling around, and he is just going to throw it out. Thought they were going to catch him from behind, but he is going to preserve the field goal attempt. Manuel Amador coming out here for a 52-yard field goal, and he is going to put it through. So Manuel Amador is going to tie up the game for the Peteytown Piranhas. And their running back is going to gash us here for their first play of the drive for a first down. Over the middle, it's going to be caught by their receiver. He just found the soft spot there, and their quarterback threw a strike to get it into our territory. Throwing it quickly on a little hitch route. He's going to get it under our zones for the first down. Play action. Pitt is going to throw it over the middle, and we have nobody there again, and they're inside the 10-yard line. Here's a play action over the middle, and they are in the end zone, so the Pitt Panthers are going to just really make it look easy against our defense there on that drive, and the Pitt Panthers are going to go up 10-3. Chuck Knoll gets us 7 yards on the first 2 downs, but it's 3rd down and 3 here. And it's going to be a handoff for Manu Ochi, who's got plenty of space to run through, and he's going to get the first down easily. 3rd down and 3 for the Piranhas, heavy I formation. And we are going to run against Pitt, and we are going to get the first down pretty easily there and get it around the 50. 3rd down and 2 for the Piranhas now. Sending a little motion. Nate Myers is going to throw it, and it's going to be a strike to Alex Payne, so nice throw there from Nate. Sending a blitz is Pitt, but we're going to throw a slant away from that, so kind of threw it where they were blitzing from for 9 yards. 2-minute warning now, and Nate Myers is going to drop back and throw it to Manu Ochi to get us the first down. And we're going to throw the slant, and Sam Miles is going to get himself into the end zone, so we threw a little double slant action out there. Looks like they were in man coverage, and Sam Miles just beat his man, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to tie up this ball game. Our defense gets a 3-and-out, and that sets up a chance for our offense to do something before the end of the half. Nate Myers is going to drop back and hit Sam Miles for a nice chunk to start this one. Myers dropping back again, and he's going to throw it outside, and they are going to knock us out of bounds. 2nd down and 10 from the 49-yard line. Myers is going to drop back, and he is looking, seeing what he's got, and he is going to throw a strike to our man who gets out of bounds, and that's going to put us into field goal position thanks to Justice Vandermeide. Not taking any chances here with 10 seconds, but no timeouts. We're going to send Manuel Amador out for the field goal now, and we are going to put it through to take the 13-10 lead before halftime. To start the second half, both offenses can't really do much right now, and this is actually our second drive of the half. And we are going to do a little power read option to get it to 3rd and 1. 3rd down and 1 for the Piranhas here. Nate Myers directing some traffic. He's going to drop back, see what he's got, drop back a little more. He's going to throw, and it is going to be complete there for Nick Cummins. Wow, a lot of traffic over there, but we fit it through. Hand off to Chuck Knoll, and he's going to spin his way through for a first down. Bringing the power I formation here on 2nd down and 4. Chuck Knoll is going to get the carry. He's going to burst through the hole that's been made, and he's going to put it in a 1st and goal situation. I formation here for the Piranhas. Chuck Knoll is going to get it, and he's easily going to get himself into the end zone, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to take the 20-10 lead over the Pitt Panthers. Pitt is throwing over the middle, and they are hitting their man in stride, and he's going to get a lot of yards on that one to get it to the 45-yard line. After that chunk pass play, Pitt is on a 3rd down and 5 here, and they are going to drop back and throw it over the middle, and he gets hit hard twice, but he broke the first one, but not the second one, but still gets the first down. Another 3rd down for Pitt on 3rd down and 6. They are going to go with a fake the draw. They're going to throw it over the middle, and their man is just below our zones to make that catch. Here's a screen now, and they're going to pancake some of our guys out there and truck another one, and they're going to get it inside our 10. Pitt is going to throw the slant over the middle, and he's going to spin his way into the end zone. So Pitt responds to our touchdown with a touchdown of their own, and it's going to be a field goal game again at 20-17. Nate Myers is going to throw to Sam Miles, and he's going to get himself 9 yards. Handing it off to Chuck Knoll out of the power I, and he gets the blocks he needs and almost separates from them, but they finally bring him down. Chuck Knoll is going to get the blocks. He jukes, and he almost separates from them, but got tied up a little bit, and they're able to bring him down. But he's going to get the first down to start the 4th quarter. 3rd down and 2 for the Peteytown Piranhas. Nate Myers has a bunch to the right, and he's going to throw to the other side, and it's going to be Sam Miles making the catch off the slant. And Chuck Noll is going to get some space up the middle here, and they're finally going to bring him down, but he gets himself another first down on this drive. Chuck Noll is going to get another handoff. He's going to break a tackle, and Chuck Noll is in the end zone again for his second time of the day. And Chuck Noll is going to put us up 10 once again. Just a big drive from him there as he just ran the ball down the field with some timely passes from Nate Myers, but that was really the Chuck Noll drive. So Pitt's really got to get something on this drive to stay in the game with the fourth quarter here, and they're going to start that nicely with a curl route for a first down. Over the middle, and it's going to be intercepted there, and that looks like it's Eric Gooden making the pick. So oh no, that's Gio Arma, excuse me. Gio Arma making the nice play there over the middle, and Pitt is going to turn the ball over to us, and we got a real opportunity to put some separation between us now. Myers looking, he's going to find Nick Cummins, who had a nice slant, and he waited for it to get to the other side of the field and then threw it nicely to him. Myers dropping back, throws a laser to our man, and he almost gets into the end zone, but Pitt holds him out just as Vandermeid on the catch. Myers is going to take this one himself and just get it easily into the end zone, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to go up 34-17 over the Pitt Panthers with 6:22 remaining in the game. Just outside of our red zone, Pitt is threatening on 3rd down and 4, bunched to the left here. Dropping back to pass, and he's going to get his man who makes a nice little route there to get open. 4th down and 4 for Pitt here. 4 guys to the left of this formation. We've seen the formation before. We're going to send that man in motion, and he's going to go right back out. And we are going to get the interception near the goal line as Daryl Hollis is going to make another interception in this episode. And that one will do it for the Pitt Panthers as we are up 3 scores and just keeping them from scoring again. And the Peteytown Piranhas are looking to be in good shape. So after that interception from Daryl Hollis, we ended up getting the 34-19 victory over Pitt. And, I mean, after that interception, they got a safety on us, but we don't have to talk about that. We can talk about the rest of the game, which was really good for the Peteytown Piranhas as we get this win, and we're going to advance to our 2nd national championship game in a row, and hopefully this time we can take home the trophy. Here we have the stats against Pitt, as we had 423 yards on offense to their 430. And we also ran the ball very well today with 180 yards and 3 touchdowns, while they only managed 1 singular yard. Through the air, they ended up with a lot of yards as they just kept throwing and throwing of the ball near the end of the game, but they ended up with 429 and we had 243, and we were 6 of 10 on 3rd down while they were 7 of 14. And then turnovers, we only had the 1, and they had 4 turnovers with a couple coming in garbage time. Nate Myers, outside of that interception, he was solid today with 243 yards, a touchdown, and of course the interception, and he was only sacked once. On the ground, Chuck Noll had probably his best game as a Piranha as he had 25 carries, 131 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Nate Myers had 6 carries for 32 yards and a rushing touchdown. Sam Miles led the way through the air with 8 catches and 65 yards and a touchdown, while Justice Vandermeid had 6 for 59, and Nick Cummins had 6 for 49, and Alex Payne had 5 for 43. On defense, we had a bunch of guys get over 10 tackles as they ended up being out there for quite a while during this game, but Sean Leonhardt led the way with 13, while Gio Arma had 12, along with Eric Gooden, and Maurice Joy had 10 tackles. I don't know why I keep calling him Marquise, but there I am just being kind of dumb sometimes. Pass rushing, we got to their guy 5 times today as Jake Arkin had a big start to the game with 3 sacks, and then Byron Leon had a sack as well as DeAndre Hepburn. And then we had some interceptions going around for the guys. We saw the one by Daryl Hollis, and he also had one on Pitt's last drive of the game that was off camera. Then we saw the one by Gio Arma, and then Eric Gooden also had one off camera. And then Manuel Amador hit his 2 field goals with a long of 46, so think I was wrong about a 52-yarder. I just did the math wrong, I guess, but his long was 46. And for the national championship, we are going to be taking on number 1 seed UCLA. So a lot going on in this episode as we got our Big 12 championship, and then we got a big measure of revenge against Clemson, and among that we had a quarterback controversy, but I think Nate Myers has really solidified himself after that effort in the Clemson game, and then we finished it off with a rivalry game against Pitt. So all of that is going to lead to us playing in the national championship game for the second year in a row. And like I said before, really hope we can bring it home this time. But it's not going to be easy against undefeated number 1 seed UCLA. But that'll have to wait for the next episode. And I'll see you guys in the next video.